The Mavericks were begging to lose a game on Wednesday. Luka and Kyrie were awful, 2 of 11 from 3, but without Steph and Draymond, the only Warrior who puts the ball in the basket reliably is 21-year-old Jonathan Kuminga. Everyone else is a disaster, including 2 champion All-Stars. At least Klay Thompson has an excuse. 34 years old, 2 devastating injuries. Andrew Wiggins, healthy and in his prime at 29 years old. What happened? Well, it goes back to when he disappeared for a personal family matter last year. Since then, he has been a shell of himself. And just when it looked like he was starting to come back, it happens again. Wiggs left the team for a family matter 2 weeks ago. So the real question, how far can the Warriors go now without a focused Andrew Wiggins? And I hate to even ask this, but what happened? It's probably none of our business, but Warrior fans are curious. They're just afraid to say it out loud. How could they not be? Something bad happens that sucks the talent from your second best player? Imagine if that happened to any other team. What happened? But even if the Warriors are struggling for a 10 seed, it's still fun to watch their games with a little underdog. My favorite game is pick 'em. You pick higher or lower on your favorite players or whatever game you're gonna watch that night. You can up to 20 extra money on a single night. So let me give you my 2 picks. First up, we're gonna go with Cade Cunningham higher on 2 threes made. He has hit this in both times against the Heat, and he actually made 4 threes in each of those games. Next, we're gonna go to Emmanuel Quickly. His rebounds and assists are at 12.5. We're gonna go less than. He's playing against the Orlando Magic, who have an amazing defense, and they don't allow a lot of rebounds or assists. And best of luck if you are tailing those picks. Also, if it's your first time signing up, you get a free Square promo, so you only have to take one of my picks. Check out this map to see if Underdog is available in your area, but always use the promo code AMHOOPS when you sign up. You get that promo free Square like I talked about, plus it really helps out the channel. Promo code AMHOOPS. Well, the Warriors and Wiggs refused to say, but last year Shams said the reason for Wiggins' leave of absence since mid-February is that his father, Mitchell Wiggins, has been dealing with a serious medical situation, sources say, which is extremely sad. But then an anonymous player told The Athletic, what he's dealing with is some real bullshit. And Paul Pierce tweeted, please tell me that Andrew Wiggins rumor not true, which of course only makes people more curious. And yeah, there's some rumor about his wife cheating or something. Nothing is confirmed, but some diehard fans are saying quietly, yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I dedicate part of my life to this team. Do they have a right to know? Why don't they just say father health condition or something? The mystery just keeps it in the news cycle. Other people say, why do you care? It's none of our business. And I agree with both points, actually. I get being curious if it's your team, but also it is none of our business. Whatever's going on has distracted Wiggs for 2 years and turned him from an all-star teammate to a shell of himself. So some fans want answers. I understand that. But what if that answer is actually sad? But even if it is something sad, some fans are running out of patience for Andrew Wiggins. Wiggs has a long reputation of being soft. Players throughout the league and in real life deal with personal issues all the time and yet attend to their professional obligations. If nothing else, he shouldn't get paid a cent for sitting out. That is super harsh, but does he have a point? One tragic example was when Isaiah Thomas's sister China died in a car accident 1 day before the playoffs. Despite the loss, he chose to show up and play, visibly grieving. Isaiah had one of the best playoff games of his career, dropping 33 points. Now, obviously, the postseason is much more important than the regular season, but IT didn't miss a single game. Everyone copes with personal issues differently, but I have a feeling that if it wasn't Andrew Wiggins, fans wouldn't be this harsh. He was hyped as the next LeBron coming out of high school and showed flashes of brilliance winning Rookie of the Year, but a narrative started to emerge. People doubted Wiggs' work ethic and commitment. His scoring numbers were great, but it was inefficient and didn't translate to wins. He was bad on defense despite the talent. Super frustrating to see a guy with all the physical gifts who does not live up to it. So to fix their problem, Minnesota brought in a blue-collar star, Jimmy Butler. But after 1 year of being Wiggs' teammate, Jimmy said he was an elite talent wasted by a lack of dedication. I'm not the most talented player on our team. Who's the most talented? Cat. Who's the most God-gifted player on our team? Wiggs. But who plays the hardest? Me. I play hard. Eventually, the Wolves gave up on Wiggs and he was traded to Golden State, where his reputation turned around. His nickname during the 2022 title run was Two-Way Wiggs because he finally lived up to his potential. But it didn't last long, and these harsh fans remember the 6 years before Golden State. Now, I'm not saying that they are correct to call him out like that. I'm just explaining where their frustration is coming from. But even if they don't have a focused Andrew Wiggins, something is different about this year's team. They will miss him a lot less because of the evolution of their roster. The season started great at 6-2, Steph was playing like an MVP, but it quickly fell apart. The main problems, Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins. Klay was forcing his game, trying to prove he's still the old Klay, which he's not. Wiggs came into the year out of shape and had career lows in points, assists, and rebounds. Then Draymond gets suspended, the whole year is a mess, but right when it looked totally gone, several things happened at once to save their season. First, Jonathan Kuminga complained about his role, which led to more minutes, and he took off. Dude has 1 or 2 plays a night that take your breath away. Klay got benched for a rookie because Brandon Podziemski has been that good. Draymond came back and proved how important he is to this team. But here comes Moody. In the first game without Andrew Wiggins, Moses started and dropped an efficient 12 points with good defense in New York. The next game, 17 efficient points to win 11 of their last 13 games. Yes, they got smashed by the Celtics, but the Warriors aren't that bad, obviously. The real question, how far can they go this year without a focused Andrew Wiggins? Whatever he's dealing with is obviously a huge distraction. I hope he pulls through. But are they good enough this year to make noise in the West? It all comes down to seeding. The Dubs are 9th, so realistically a play-in team, and best case is the 7th seed. That means in round 1 they would play either the Wolves, Thunder, or Nuggets. Denver is a horrible matchup, they lose easily, but the other 2 I think are winnable. The next round, the winner of the 3-6 matchup, even more likely to face Denver, so I think the Dubs' ceiling is the 2nd round again, which sounds horrible, but is a blessing in disguise. The Dubs might not have a focused Wiggins, but they will get clarity. We will get to see these final 20 plus games if the young guys really are ready to win. Can Kuminga, Pods, and Moody keep this level in high pressure playoff games? Do the Warriors actually have a legit number 2 behind Steph? If not, Wiggs' $26 million contract will be used in a trade. They kept him at the trade deadline and Wiggs started to play well. That could give teams hope that he could rebound again with a change of scenery. With that and one of the young guys who is not ready, they could make a big time trade. Players to target: Mikal Bridges, Jeremy Grant, both big two-way wings. Kyle Kuzma, Bruce Brown, not quite the ceiling but very good. Role players like Dorian Finney-Smith and Alex Caruso, or stars whose team wants to move on for the right price, like Karl Anthony Towns or Lauri Markkanen. Something has been off about Andrew Wiggins since they won the title. They weren't going to win this year anyway. But this could provide clarity for the next big move to extend Steph's window. But we already have clarity on who is winning NBA Rookie of the Year. Unless there's a big injury, Victor Wembanyama won this thing when he beat Chet Holmgren the other night. But Wemby specifically wants to beat Chet because of some personal beef that goes back to something that happened years ago.